Imagine a world in chaos, a town turning on its own. While others shout, retaliate, or crumble, there's a figure who stands firm, their inner compass unwavering. Think of Albus Dumbledore, that enigmatic mentor who, against the tide of rising darkness, orchestrated a plan spanning decades. Not through brute force, but through a profound, almost mystical insight. He saw what others couldn't, carrying burdens few ever suspected. Most people under pressure either collapse or express strength in ways that look loud: decisive action, assertive leadership, overt emotion. But there's another kind of strength. One that doesn't announce itself. A strength that listens before it speaks. That feels without flinching. That holds the entire room together. Not with dominance, but with coherence. Carl Jung, the depth psychologist who dared to map the unconscious mind, spoke often of a rare individual, the introverted intuitive. Not driven by surface sensations or cold logic, but by profound meaning, intricate patterns, and deep emotional resonance. They don't seek control. They seek wholeness. They exist where the symbolic meets the soul. These individuals aren't always easy to recognize. They carry the silent weight of others' pain. They sense pressure long before it manifests. In moments of chaos, they often seem to vanish. But what's really happening is deeper. They withdraw to recalibrate, descend inward, and return aligned. Today, we often call them empathic intuitives, but perhaps you know them by another name, INFJs. And under pressure, their gifts don't disappear. They crystallize. You just have to know how to see them. In this video, we'll reveal 7 hidden strengths that INFJs show when the pressure rises. And lean in for strength 5. This is truly unexpected. It emerges from what's often considered their weakest cognitive function. Yet under immense pressure, it transforms into a hidden portal of astonishing precision. Then, with strength 7, we'll unveil how their quiet endurance of pain transmutes into a profound, silent influence. The kind that draws people to follow them, often without a single word being spoken. Let's begin. Strength 1. They feel more, so they prepare more. INFJs possess an almost preternatural ability to sense pressure long before it even ripples the surface. Their dominant introverted intuition, I, functions like a profound symbolic radar, not merely a hunch, but an intricate pattern-tracking system that registers subtle emotional shifts and deep changes in meaning that most others completely miss. Coupled with their secondary extroverted feeling, FE, they don't just anticipate events, they prepare for the ripple effect of emotional impact on everyone in their orbit. They are rarely caught off guard, having already felt the swell of the wave forming far beneath the visible world. Strength 2. They remain soft, but become piercingly accurate. When the world tightens under pressure, most people either collapse or build walls. INFJs, however, perform a subtle alchemy. They remain emotionally open, even vulnerable, yet something profoundly sharpens within them. Their insights become crystal clear. Their symbolic vision, piercingly accurate. Their psychological read of the room turns almost surgical. This is the potent synergy of introverted intuition, I, and extroverted feeling, FE, at play. Introverted intuition traces the underlying meaning of events, while extroverted feeling maps the emotional architecture above. When these two functions ignite under stress, the INFJ begins to name unspoken dynamics, to unveil invisible motives, and to grasp emotional contradictions that others utterly misread. Not to manipulate, but purely to reveal what is real. They become, in a beautiful paradox, both the softest and the sharpest presence in any space. Strength 3. They don't command authority, they become it. Most people try to lead by asserting themselves. Louder voices, firmer postures, rigid control. The INFJ does something very different. They don't raise their voice, but somehow others begin to orient around them. Why? Because when pressure destabilizes a room, people don't just want direction, they want coherence. And INFJs provide it. Not through command, but through calm. Their introverted intuition, and I, silently reads the symbolic landscape. Their extroverted feeling, FE, synchronizes with the emotional field. Together, this creates a kind of psychic gravity. They don't want to lead, but under pressure, others instinctively follow. And if this already feels like you, you're welcome to subscribe. Let's keep going. Strength 4. They appear calm, but they're calculating futures. To the casual observer, an INFJ under pressure might appear distant, perhaps even detached or zoned out. But behind that calm surface, an intricate storm of perception is already in motion. Their introverted intuition, NI, is intensely simulating long-range outcomes in real time, mapping symbolic arcs, emotional ripples, and ethical consequences. But that's not all. Beneath those unfolding visions, their tertiary introverted thinking, TI, quietly activates, testing those insights for internal consistency, aligning their intuitive knowing with mental precision. This is not just imagination, it's structural patterning, a private architecture of understanding. While others are reacting to the noise of the moment, the INFJ is crafting an inner map of what's coming and calibrating whether it holds true, not just emotionally, but logically. Their calm isn't an absence of feeling. It's the fusion of meaning, empathy, and coherence. They aren't escaping the pressure, they are masterfully integrating it. Strength 5. Their sharpest clarity comes when they're forced into the present. For much of their lives, INFJs inhabit the rich, symbolic layer just behind what most call reality. But when pressure intensifies, when the urgency of the moment demands their absolute full presence, something truly unexpected ignites within them. Their often dormant, inferior, extraverted sensing SE springs to life. It's rarely comfortable, but it is undeniably powerful. Suddenly, the INFJ perceives sharp, tangible details. Their awareness grounds, becoming profoundly physical. Their instincts become razor-sharp. Their reactions, anchored in the present. As Carl Jung famously noted, the inferior function is the door to the unconscious. And in these critical moments, that door swings wide open. They stop mere reflection and start to act. Not impulsively, but with a quiet, undeniable precision. Their most underestimated function transforms into their most astonishing ally. Strength 6. They bring stability, not by control, but by coherence. When a situation breaks, emotionally, ethically, spiritually, the INFJ doesn't try to glue it back together with logic or force. They ask a different question. What's the emotional truth beneath this chaos? What symbolic meaning is trying to emerge here? And by holding space for that truth without judgment, they begin to realign the moment. This is how INFJs restore order, not through hierarchy, but through resonance. Their presence doesn't impose silence. It creates inner clarity. It calls people back to their own emotional center. Because when the INFJ holds meaning in place, the rest of the room often realigns itself. Strength 7. They turn pain into meaning, without anyone noticing. Perhaps the deepest INFJ strength under pressure is not how they endure, but what they do with what they endure. While others numb out, lash out, or power through, the INFJ enters solitude. Not to escape, but to metabolize. Introverted intuition, NI, begins weaving patterns from pain. Extraverted feeling, FE, extracts empathy from heartbreak. Even their sensing function awakens a body memory that stays. They don't collapse, they transform. As Carl Jung wrote, wholeness is not achieved by cutting off a portion of one's being, but by integration of the contraries. And the INFJ does just that. They take what nearly broke them and reweave it into something sacred. You won't see it happen, but if you're lucky, one day you'll feel it in their presence, and that quiet strength will give you permission to begin your own healing. Now that we've explored these 7 profound strengths, take a breath, let it settle. And if you've made it to the end, can you name all 4 INFJ functions in order? Let's see who's really been paying attention. As you've now seen, the INFJ may look fragile to an untrained eye. Too quiet, too soft, too inward. But in truth, they are built for symbolic endurance. Not by controlling, but by attuning. Not by escaping, but by integrating. Their strength doesn't roar, it refines. Their calm isn't the absence of pressure, it's the mastery of it. What looks like withdrawal is often their sacred return to alignment. This isn't fragility, it's depth, refined under pressure, organized around meaning, and tempered through time. So if you are an INFJ and you've ever been misread, overlooked, or mistaken for weak, know this: you were never weak. You were built for deeper terrain. And if you want more content that speaks to the truth of who you are, your patterns, your psychology, your path to wholeness, you're welcome to subscribe and stay with us. We see you. And we're building this space for minds like yours. See you soon in the next video. Take care.